Hey there, YouTube. Gotta love goblins here, doing a deck profile on a what I believe to be a vintage goblin deck that you can use at a sanctioned tournament. I decided to sell the deck because I'm getting out of Magic and everything, but after spending about $1,000 on Magic the Gathering, I found one deck that works for me, and I believe that would work for you too. It's very fast. Haven't had a lot of problems with people playing against different decks with this one because it just takes your opponent out like within 5 turns most of the time. So, well, and this is going to be a link on eBay as well, but just plan on selling the deck and making a little bit of money. But anyways, as you would start, I'm going to start with the mana base. I got 2 Cavern of Souls and 18 Mountains. Alright, I would run 2 more Cavern of Souls, but I just don't have them. So, if you can make room for that, or if you just have a little bit of money to drop on, the Cavern of Souls, that would be good. But for those of you that don't know what Cavern of Souls is, you choose a creature type when it enters the battlefield, and you can tap it for a generic mana, or you can add 1 mana of any color and spend it only on the chosen creature type, and it can't be countered. So really, really good against control-oriented decks, such as blue, cancel, and just any kind of counter thing. It won't work because this is solely a goblin creature deck for the most part. Really, really good. Doesn't enter the battlefield tapped, so it's just an amazing land. Now we're going to get down to the creatures, starting with the lowest mana base. I run 3 Raging Goblins, 1/1 with haste, so really, really good first turn play. It's just a really, really quick damage, and it's really consistent that I've seen in this deck so far. Then we have Goblin Arsonist. When it dies, it deals a damage to a target creature or player. 1 drop, 1/1. Really good staple in this deck, I believe. You can take a creature out with it that you decide to block that may have 2 toughness or something, or you just deal it to a player. And sometimes at the end of the game, it may come down to just dealing the last damage to a player and just winning the game. Really, really good card. Then we have Goblin War Driver. 2 drop mountain, 2/2. Battle Cry, so it gives all your attacking creatures a +1/+0 bonus. Staple, definitely a staple. Then we have a Goblin Recruiter. He enters the battlefield. He's a 1/1, 1 generic, 1 mountain. Enters the battlefield. Search your deck for any Goblin card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Well, no, he does. No, my bad, y'all. You search your deck for any number of Goblin cards. Put them in any order. Shuffle your deck and put them on top of it in any order you wish. And that's going to allow you to do like, you can get out a Chieftain or something like that. You can get him, put him on top of there. You can get Krenko, whatever you want. Usually I put Krenko like, I'll put like a Chieftain, a Krenko, something else, a Krenko, because people really don't like that card. And they will look for any way to destroy it or remove it from play or exile it or whatever. So really, really good card once you get about 4 mana down, which is pretty much all the mana that you need in this deck to do what you need to do with it. Then we have a Warren Instigator, 2 drop, 1/1, double strike. Deals damage to a player. Automatically, you get to put any goblin of your choosing down on the field out of your hand. Really, really detrimental. You can get your Krenko out so much earlier than you normally would, and it's just a boss card if you ask me. Then we have 2 Goblin War Chief, 1 generic, 2 mountains, 2/2 with haste. All goblins you control have haste, plus all your goblin spells cost 1 generic mana less to cast. So if you're having trouble getting that 4th mana to cast the Krenko, then as long as you have him on the field, next turn Krenko comes onto the field, has haste, tap him, double your goblins. Really, really awesome card. 2 Goblin Kings, same as the War Chief on the mana drop, 2/2. All your goblins get +1/+1, and they have Mountain Walk. So if they have a mountain, pretty much you're fixing to just destroy them. But that's not why I have him in the deck mainly. Mainly is just for the +1/+1 bonus to all your other goblins. So he's a really good card either way you look at it. Then we have 4 Goblin Chieftains. He has haste. All your other goblins have +1/+1 haste. Staple, definitely in this deck. Just more bonuses, and they all have haste, so that's Krenko food whenever you first get him on the field. So that's really, really good. Then we have Goblin Matron. 2 generic, 1 mountain, 1/1. So it's just, we're not focusing on this card as being any kind of beat stick or anything. It's just a search engine. You get a goblin out of your deck and put it into your hand, shuffle your library. So that'll help you search your Krenko out or any other goblin that you may need at the certain point of time. Then we have 2 Gem Palm Incinerators. Awesome card. You can play him as a creature. 2 generic, 1 mountain, 2/1. Or you can cycle him, which is really good because it offers the deck versatility in it. So you can cycle him for 1 generic and 1 mountain, and you deal damage to target creature to the amount of goblins you control. As you know, this deck doesn't have anything that it can block flying with. So that can get rid of a pesky flying creature that may be causing you problems, and plus you get to draw another card out of it. So he's a really, really good card if you ask me. Reason I don't run 4 of him is because this deck's just solely beat down. You want to take your opponent out as quickly as possible before they develop any kind of strategy or any kind of mana whatsoever. Okay? Now we have the boss monster of the deck. Krenko the Mob Boss. 2 generic, 2 mountain. He's a 3/3, but you're not going to use this creature for any kind of attacking, as it's obvious. Tap him, double your goblins. It's just absolutely amazing. You swarm your opponent, they all have haste and have all these bonuses, and it just destroys them. I mean, that's just, there's no other way to put it. He's a really, really awesome card. By the way, one of them's a foil. So, that was from an intro pack, I believe, from the core set. But of course, you have to have your foils in there. If you got them, they're awesome. Then we have 2 reckless one, 3 generic, 1 mountain. Haste. His power and toughness is equal to the amount of goblins you control. Good beat stick and or a really good blocker. But you won't have to really, you know, death touch and stuff like that. Always 20/20. I got a 1/1 death touch or something like that. Don't be afraid to swing with him. You just freaking demolish them with all of them. That's the only thing you have to really worry about. And here's another one of my tech choices, Hell Rider. Not a goblin, he's a devil, but he's 2 generic, 2 mountains. He's a 3/3 with haste. Whenever a creature you control attacks somebody, attacks an opponent, it deals a damage to him for each attacking creature. Really detrimental in this deck. You're obviously going to have numbers attacking, so that's just going to cut their life total down more, plus whatever damage that you hit through for. And don't be afraid to attack in this deck because you're just trying to outnumber and just swarm them, so they're going to be taking damage no matter what. And I wasn't sure about putting this card in the deck. A lot of people run this card, but with the speed of this deck, you really don't need him, so I just have him in there basically if I'm screwed and I got 5 mana down and I need something to block with or something to stall, just in case. It hasn't been the case in, you know, most of the time, but it's Siege Gang Commander. He's a 2/2, 3 generic, 2 mountain. Whenever he enters the battlefield, you get 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. You can pay a generic and a mountain, deal 2 damage to target creature or player at the cost of sacrificing a goblin creature. So you can use him to do something like that. But with this deck, the reason I really not thought about putting him in there is because I'm only running 20 mountains and I'm running a bunch of creatures. Okay, anyway, sorry about the interruption. Video ran out of time. But anyways, he's your choice, whether you want to run him or not. I run him, but you can easily add another card besides him to the equation. Alright, anyways, last creature of the deck, and it's pretty awesome. I think. It is a Voracious Dragon. He's flying with Devour 1. He starts as a 4/4, 3 generic, 2 mountain. He, whenever he devours a creature, you can choose any number of goblins to devour, and it deals that much damage to target creature or player. He can be a big game changer because you can just put your opponent out just by playing him, just deal all your damage directly to them. So that's game. So he's a really good game finisher, I think. Then we have the sorceries of the deck. Obviously, y'all know that I'm going to run Krenko's Command. It's just generic in a mountain, 2/1/1 red goblin creature tokens. I don't run a play set because tokens are, there's going to be a lot of token play in this deck anyways from Krenko. So I needed more room to fit other cards into the equation. Have another couple of sorceries. These are Goblin Warstrike, 1 mana. This card really screws people over. It deals damage to target player equal to the amount of goblins you control. So you can just play that and swing in with your goblins and win the game. I mean, it's what most people would just say it's just garbage because they get mad because it just trolls them so hard. And I have an enchantment, and it's a 1-drop. This is the last card of the deck. It gets quest counters every time a goblin enters the battlefield. Whenever it has 5 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +2/+0. So that's just another bonus, and it's pretty good to have in your opening hand if you have a bunch of creatures that's, let's just say, stuff like your Raging Goblin or Arsonist, etc. You can just, the goal of this deck is to beat down solely. You don't have to have Krenko to win. There's lots of other outlets in this deck to win besides just having Krenko out. But if you get Krenko out, then that just screws your opponent further. And there's ways to get him out, so don't worry. And even if you can't get Krenko out, I wouldn't worry about it too much because I've won a bunch of games this deck besides just using Krenko and just using just what I have here. But that's the deck, everybody. This deck comes, obviously, it comes sleeved, and I'll show y'all something real cool real quick. You got your Voracious Dragon right here. And I use the Dragon Caller deck sleeves. And if you look real close, the dragon in here on the sleeve looks just like the dragon in the picture. I'm pretty sure it's the same dragon, so that's pretty cool. Kind of a boss monster in the deck, you know, looking the same as on the sleeve. Plus, you got a hot chick on there, so that's always good. And yeah.
Okay, we'll cut that out.
Anyways, you have.
We'll put that in our bloopers.
Anyways, you have the tribal deck box. Really awesome. Really fits the theme of this deck. I think. You know, it's pretty cool. Ultra Pro deck box, excuse me. That comes with it. Then you have it comes with a deck divider, a tribal, and it's really cool. And then I have some bonus cards that I'm going to go ahead and add in here. I got an extra dragon, Raging Goblin, a couple more War Strikes, a command, Ember Hauler. And this card right here, it's basically like another chieftain. It enters battlefield as a chosen type of creature, and it gives them +1/+1 and everything. And then I got some goblin tokens to add into the equation. I mean, you will use every single last one of these tokens, trust me. And there's just a bunch of extra support and stuff that I have, you know, for different decks and everything. Basically, I'm just going to stick a wad of cards in there, and it doesn't affect the price of this deck at all. I just want to get rid of them because I'm just kind of done with it. But anyways, pretty much the only changes I see making this deck is to add a couple more Cavern of Souls and a Goblin Lackey. You know, if you want to run 1 or 2 of those, that would be cool. I just don't have them in here for right now. You know, you could take out a couple of Raging Goblins or something, but it's just solely your choice, whatever you want to do with it. But anyways, thanks for watching. This deck is going to be up for bids on eBay soon, probably within the next couple of days. And if anything, if you don't want to buy the deck and you want to make it yourself, then you can just you can try to make something off of this idea. And there's a bunch of really good players out there that you can consolidate ideas with. This is just my version of a Goblin deck. You know, it's solely up to you how you want to run your cards. And all the cards in this collection are near mint, to mint condition. All the edges look just fine, and I don't see hardly anything wrong with them. And they've been kept sleeved since I've had them. And whenever I ordered them and acquired these cards, they were in near mint to mint condition, and it never changed. But anyways, thanks for watching. It'll be up on YouTube.